Everybody, thanks for joining Steele and I today on video. Steele, say hello to everybody real quick. Anyway, we were talking about a 60 Nash Metropolitan. You're saying, Tone, why do you smile like this when you're talking about some cars? Well, because they just make you smile. There's really nothing you can do about this. Look at this car, man. Can you imagine? Like, it's amongst all these supermodels in here. You're out on the road, put the top down before you head out, and you go for a drive. And people, when they see a car like this, because they've never seen one like it, are like, wow, what is that? And you're like, you know what? This is my baby. This is my classic car. This is my Nash Metropolitan Convertible. And when we look at things like the Mardi Gras red paint and the white two-tone, the wide white radials, like stuff like that, and I bring up all these little details only because everybody always says, wow, that's a great looking car, but they don't really know why it's a great looking car. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a few minutes and look around on the car. We'll see a couple dealer added options that were there as well. And hopefully by the time that we're done here, we'll find a way to get it in your garage. All right, so we talk about paint quality, and the reason I talk about paint is because not all paint is great. This is probably 50% of why we do a video anyway, because in pictures, cars just look great, but in video, you can definitely see the difference, like the clarity of each letter in the sign when I hold it on the hood. But before I get to that place, I just wanted to show you some cool touches. Like this vent right here is really cool. These are polished, right? This is polished as well. And so you say, well, Tone, who cares? Well, hold on, let me just finish. Look at the angle of the windshield. The way the styling of the fenders does this to the windshield. No other car does that. So when people see cars like that, they go, wow, that's great looking. And so I'm trying to point out to you all of these little things that make a difference. Now let's get to the paint quality, because the two-tone is nice because it comes all the way around the car as in a circle, right? All the way circles the whole car, and the red is the overflow here, and then the interior kind of matches it too. And this is why we get smiles when we see these cars out on the road. And lastly, it's time for you to see, when you're washing and waxing this car, like how nice the paint is on here. So let's see if we can read every letter nice and crisp. Make sure you can see all that. I think that's what we have here. All right, so let's take a peek under here. And I want to spend a second under here because there's some detail in here that says that this car is a little different than others. So imagine this is the 60s, and maybe gas is inexpensive, but for some people, especially Europe and things like that, they wanted a car with good fuel economy. This car here, at the time, was rated at almost 40 miles to the gallon, which was unheard of in 1960. Unheard of, right? Most cars were 8 liters of just, you know, burning irreplaceable fossil fuels the whole way, and these guys here got it done. So if you look around, you'll see new wiring, all new fittings for things like the connectors, the body tag is redone, the motor is painted right, the distributor is shiny, it's got a black cap on it with a cadmium correct vacuum canister. You say, well, Tone, shouldn't it have a cadmium? Yes, it should have that, but that's what I'm saying. My point is that so many of these things on here are nicely different colors. They're not all spray bombed black, and that's a detail. You go to a car show where no one's ever seen these cars before, and this will be very nice to be able to show that off, and people get to see it. All right, so you know, we keep talking about little styling things, for instance, right here, and we have Steele who's checking it out, helping us get some of this detail done. But to see the way the bumper comes around, this right here, this was designed into the car, right? This spare tire carrier out here, otherwise the bumper would be flat. That's another thing that people look at the car and go, wow, that's a great looking car. But this is why they're great looking cars, especially when you have like the red piping here on a white spare tire carrier that matches everything else. It's not a black one, it's not all white, it's not all red, but it's a little different. So each of the little things adds up for a great car. But more importantly, because this car was designed to be a daily driver and a commuter, right? The trunk in here is enormous. It's all the way down here. I'm talking to you from inside the trunk. Anyway, so you can see it's almost like the size of a giant cooler. I don't know if it'll hold that much stuff as far as cooler and beer and other intoxicants. Not that I would partake in, well, I would partake, but you know what I'm saying. That's not important. The important thing is you could go away on a trip, you could use this vehicle. It can be used as a regular vehicle if you want to, but can you imagine going away for the weekend in this cool little car, go to a winery or something like that, throw all your stuff in the back, chairs or whatever, go see a band? This would be a great experience. This works like it's supposed to. Just lift it right back up, right? And locks also too as well. All right, so come join me inside here. I got a couple friends, a couple blue friends in here. How you guys doing today, huh? Okay. Anyway, there is a back seat, so I could put them back there if I wanted to. This holds 3 people up front. We have modern stuff. right? This is an old school car, but with modern stuff like wipers, heater, speedometer. The turn signal's so cool. You ready for this? People be looking around for the turn signal. Here it is. Left, right. I just love little stuff like that that you just can't get on a car today. Why couldn't they put the turn signal there? You have to drive like this anyway. Boom, boom. Fuel gauge, speedometer, and just a great interior. Like these guys here are having a good time already. They love the idea of it, and it does come with a fabulous Fleming's Ultimate Garage key tag. But I don't want to dismiss the rear seat because there's actually room back there. We just don't have these guys back there. We're just sitting up front and just cruising along. All right, so let's close up the video on this, and let's just recap a couple of small things that make for a great looking car. Forget the fact that it's so cute to begin with, right? It's cute, but why, right? Look at this windshield, huh? The way that's cut out in the corners, this vent system that's here, these polished pieces, the chrome flying lady, the two-tone paint, the Continental kit in the back, the piping on the seats, and the two-tone interior is so good looking. Even the boot for the convertible top is fabulous. And with the top up, it looks even, I don't know, it looked even more cute to me. So anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about this Nash Metropolitan convertible. And don't forget, if you would, please subscribe to our channel. And if you'd like this video down below. And if you could, share it with your friends as well. It helps us get that name out there. Thanks so much.